Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Apparently someone told NARS that the holiday season is in full swing. I have their new 2025 holiday collection to review for you guys, and I'm going to tell you which products wowed me and which ones not so much. So if you want to hear my honest thoughts about this collection and you want to see a full comparison of these two face palettes, then please stick around. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Those things really help me out, and I'm trying to reach a lofty goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the year. So if you could help me achieve that goal, I would be so thankful. And if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I'm so happy you're here. All right, let's get this party started. So I have been waiting to do this review for a while. I was waiting for the second face palette to come in. I have most of the collection in my makeup loving hands, and I wanted to show you, this was a makeup case that came with my order. I ordered most of these products through the NARS website, and the promotion is still going on at the time of me filming this. You get a free vanity case if you spend $90 or more. Just put in the code CASE into the website, and you can choose either this makeup case or there's another one that's like black and clear. Let me show you what this one looks like. So you have the NARS on the little zippers there. It's very pretty actually. And just a nice makeup case. So no compartments, so you can really customize it however you want. I guess you could put dividers in here, or you could put your brushes in here. It's, you know, pretty substantial in size, so that's a great little bonus for this holiday collection. Okay, so we have a lot of fun goodies to get to. I think we're gonna start with this lip gloss. This is a limited edition lip gloss with the collection, and it retails for $28, and it's an iridescent shimmer. And I have tried this once. Look how pretty that is. Once before because I had put a short up on YouTube. Look how pretty that is. If you've never tried NARS lip glosses, they're really nice, hydrating, very pretty. And it's just a nice pop of iridescent shimmer for the holidays, really pretty. It's not gritty at all. You don't feel any of the shimmer on your lips. Just really pretty gloss, and it retails for $28. I'll just show you up close what it looks like. And it comes in that beautiful NARS holiday packaging. All right, so now that my lips are shiny and hydrated, let's move on to the eyeshadow quad. This is the Solaris Eyeshadow quad, and it comes with a pink shimmer shade, a pretty green blue shade, a shimmery gold, and a taupey brown. So here is the swatch for the eyeshadow palette. Really beautiful colors. I mean, this blue shade is gorgeous. The pink shimmery shade, the gold, the brown. It's gonna be interesting to see how these pair together. Palette retails for $52. This is Solaris 1, Solaris 2, Solaris 3, and Solaris 4. So now we're going to apply this to the eyes. I'm going to use, I think, this blue shade as the base shade. Normally I would do a couple of different looks, but since I am going to be trying both face palettes today, I would like to look somewhat cohesive, so I will do one look on both eyes and then try the different blushes and things like that. So let's go into this eyeshadow palette. So I have some eyeshadow primer on. We're going to start with this blue shade right here. Start building that up. That's pretty. Pretty pigmented off the bat. That's a pretty one and done shade. And I feel like this goes with the whole aesthetic of the line, with the packaging. It's very pretty. I don't wear blue eyeshadow all that often, but when I do really love it. I should wear it more often. That's a pretty shade. And I'm not even really going very heavily with the product, just very lightly dusting it. And I'm getting a lot of color payoff even with not applying that much pressure. So now I'm going to go into the brown shade. I'm going to start applying that into the outer corner. That's pretty, but I feel like it takes away from the vibrancy of the blue a little bit. So I guess if you wanted to tone down the blue, that's a good option. I actually want to go back in and build up the blue a little bit more. Okay, so gave it a little bit of dimension. I just went back in with the blue and just built it up just a little bit. Now the pink shade, I'm going to take my finger actually, and I'm going to just pop that into the inner corner. So it's a little bit of a sheer shadow, sheer shimmer shadow. I'm actually going to combine it with the gold shimmer shade a little bit. There's a little bit creamier, so I think that combination will be good. And I'm going to take the gold shade. I'm also going to do an under brow highlight just to make it a little more cohesive, a little more sparkly. So this is the shimmery shade kind of applied all over. And it is sparkly because it's a holiday collection, so I think that's great. And I'm going to go in with the brown shade. Just go under the waterline a little bit. That's pretty. The pink one is just a little bit of a rougher texture. And I won't say rough. It's there's really no base color underneath, so it's a pink shimmery shade, but there's really no substance to it underneath in comparison to the gold, which I feel like has a little bit more of a creamier base. Let me just show you what I'm talking about here. So as you can see, this is the gold up here versus the pink shimmer. If you're looking to use the pink shimmer shade, I would maybe put a base underneath, just because it seems like there's not a lot of substance to it underneath the sparkle. It's kind of like a topper. So if you're looking to build up a little bit more pigment, maybe put a pink shadow underneath or a different color, or even the gold as the base, and then throw the pink on top. Okay, so I threw on some Victoria Beckham mascara, and I took off the lip gloss and put on a MAC lipstick and put the lip gloss on top of it. The lip gloss is nice. Like I said, NARS lip glosses are very hydrating and smooth on the lips. It's just that the iridescent shimmer in this lip gloss goes away very quickly. Like within a couple of minutes, I had to reapply it just to get the shimmer back on. My initial thoughts off the bat, the lip gloss, unless you need a clear lip gloss, maybe skip it from this collection just because the shimmer doesn't stay on that long. But if you never tried the formula, it's a great formula. It's just, I don't think it's worth the money. But that's just my thoughts initially on the lip gloss. The eyeshadow is very pretty. What do we think of the look? Again, normally I would do more than one look to show you guys the versatility of the palette. It's just that I'm applying so many blushes that I would like to look somewhat cohesive. But I think it's a beautiful palette. It's fun for the holidays. A lot of shimmer, a lot of glimmer. I think the colors work well together. That blue shade is perfect for the winter coming up. I think it's a beautiful color. The consistency of it was very smooth. It was pigmented. So really love the eyeshadow palette so far. And now we're going to do the face palettes. So I had bought the lighter one initially, and as you can see, unfortunately, something happened to the finish on this. It was kind of like a freak thing that I don't know if I spilled something on here or something, but something kind of like messed up the packaging. But luckily enough, I ended up buying the deeper one. So I have one where the outside packaging is in perfect condition. Just look at this gorgeous packaging. I think NARS really knocked it out of the park this year with their holiday packaging and really made a very exciting launch for the holidays. So this palette I ended up buying. I was just going to buy the light one, but then I figured it would be most helpful to you guys to see a comparison of the two palettes to see which one you should pick up if you decide to pick up something from the collection. Okay, so these are the palettes side by side. This is Lightspeed and this is New Realm. This is obviously the lighter one. This is the deeper one. But I think that both can go for lighter skin tones. I'm going to be interested to see how these play out. There are 2 new shades in the Lightspeed palette, and in the New Realm palette, there are 3 new shades. Now, as we know with NARS, the names are a little bit crazy and highly inappropriate. So excuse me for saying some awkward words and titles here, but this is the name of the product. I can't change that, but these are beautiful shades. Let me show you what they are. So right here, this shade is Please Me. This is Sex Fantasy. Right here, we have Orgasm, Deep Throat, and then the 2 new shades in the palette, this is Impulse and Zen. These are technically called the Ethereal Aura Blush Palettes, and they retail for $60. So this is Lightspeed. And I forgot to mention that these shades are all existing in the NARS lineup. These are 2 new shades. So the 2 new shades are Impulse and Zen. And then in the New Realm palette, the top 3 are all new to NARS. So here we have Foolish, Thrash, and Dark Love. Then we have Thrill, Tease, and Dolce Viva. Okay, so these are the swatches for the 2 palettes. So this is the lighter one, and this is the deeper one. Very different looks to the palettes. This is obviously much more vibrant. This is much more reserved and lighter. Let me try to tell you which colors are which here. Okay, on the top we have Please Me, then we have Sex Fantasy, then Orgasm, Deep Throat, Impulse, and Zen. And then on this side, we have Foolish, followed by Thrill, then Thrash, then Teased, followed by Dark Love and Dolce Viva. I was going to do a side-by-side comparison of these palettes, but it's not really a fair comparison if I do it that way. So I'll show you each palette individually So hopefully you can decide which one of these would be best for your skin tone. NARS recommends that you use the matte shades with the shimmery ones on top. So I'll do these two blushes followed by these, and then I'll use this as a bronzer and this as a highlighter. So first we're going to go right here. Okay. That's a pretty pop of pink, and I feel like it goes pretty well with the palette. I like that, that's pretty. And now we're going to apply the shimmer shade on top. That's pretty. It's very subtle. I feel like you can barely see this one though. It's a pretty combination. What do we think? So I think it's very subtle, very pretty, very girly. And now we're going to move on to the wildly named ones. I'm not going to repeat them. But we're going to go into this right here. And obviously this is the very classic NARS shade. Favorite for a reason. It's a great blush. So you get that beautiful shift right there. So now we're going to move into this shade right here. That's pretty. I like that. That's very pretty. What do we think of that shade? Just buffing this out a little bit. I probably should have buffed these out onto the back of my hand first. But that's a beautiful combination right there. So what do we think? And next we're going to use this one as a bronzer. This is one of the new shades. Again, this is called Zen. And since the other palette does not have a bronzer, I'm going to apply this all over. And we'll leave that on for the remainder of the video. That's pretty. I like this bronzer. That's a nice bronzer. Definitely a good shade for light skin tones. As far as medium to deeper, I don't think it's going to work. Don't think it's a good bronzer shade for medium. Maybe you can get away with it, but anything deeper than maybe a light medium, I'm not sure if you could really get away with it. I don't think so. It's a very creamy texture. It's a very pretty color. It's a pretty shade. I just don't think that you could probably build it up enough if you're a true medium. That's the shade right there. I don't think that's going to be deep enough for medium or deeper skin tones. But if you have a light, fair, light, medium skin tone, it's a beautiful bronzer shade. Okay, and then this one we're going to use as a highlighter. And this is the other new shade in the palette. And again, that's called Impulse. Oh, that's a pretty highlighter shade. It's very intense. Okay. So a bit of a blinding highlighter, but beautiful. Really pretty. So very intense. I'm actually just taking a clean brush and just buffing it out a little bit. Kind of reminds me of the Hourglass Swan palette highlighter. Not necessarily the shade, but the intensity. It's pretty intense, but it's beautiful. So this is the completed look using Lightspeed. What do we think of it? I think it's a beautiful palette. I think the highlighter is exceptional. The bronzer is great for light to light medium skin tones. The blushes, you know, the Orgasm and Deep Throat combination is beautiful. This side right here is more dramatic. I love the color that it gives. This side, I've never tried these shades from NARS before. It's pretty. It's just a little washed out, even on my skin tone, which is very light, right? I don't know. It's pretty. I don't know if it's enough of an original palette to justify the $60 price tag if you have a lot of NARS products already. If you don't, you want to try out the brand, you have a lighter skin tone, this might be a beautiful option for you. It's just that if you have the NARS Orgasm shade already and maybe one of these others, I don't know if the highlighter or bronzer is enough of an original combination to justify spending $60 on the face palette. I think the deeper face palette might be a little bit more original since you have 3 new shades. I'm excited to try those, and they're a little bit more vibrant, and even on the swatch, they were a little bit more interesting. But it's a beautiful palette, especially, like I said, if you have lighter, fair skin and you don't have maybe a lot of NARS products and you're looking for a beautiful product with beautiful packaging. If you have someone in your life who has fair to light skin tone and you want to buy them something that makes a very nice impact and maybe they're not, you know, the most dramatic with their makeup, this would be a beautiful option. It's just that a lot of us here on YouTube have a lot of makeup and NARS products already. This might not be the most original or groundbreaking palette there is out there. So I'm going to remove this makeup, put on my foundation again, and then we will try out the other face palette. Okay, so let's delve into this deeper palette. And again, this is the New Realm palette. We're going to start with this right here. And I could tell these are very pigmented, so we're going to be light-handed. And I'm just going to lightly kind of like graze the cheek. That's pretty. Okay, I do like that color. And now I'm going to take this lighter shade right here, and this is one of the new shades from the line. Oh, that's pretty. It's bold. See how bold it is? And I only did a very light sweep across the cheek. Wow. Okay. This palette is here for the party. It's pretty. All right, so now let's move on to the other side. Okay, so let's go right here with this shade. Whew, she's bold. And please excuse me if you hear yelling in the background. I think my next door neighbor is happy about a team losing or upset about a team losing or something. But all I can tell you that there's a storm outside as I'm filming this, and I can still hear him yelling. So he's upset about something. I hope it works out for him. Or maybe he's just happy. I don't know. But if it picks up on camera, please excuse me. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh, it's bold. Okay. Okay. I'm going to take my N20 diffuser brush and try to diffuse that with the brush. I like these shades. They're just so highly pigmented that you have to be really careful, especially on my skin tone, maybe on someone who's deeper, not so much, but you see how pigmented that is? And now part of this is my chronic problem of over blushing, so I'm not blaming the product totally, but as you can see, it's very pigmented. And it's funny, in the palette and on the swatches, these do look quite different, but on my cheek, they're not the most different. This has more of a baby pink shift to it. This is more of a berry shade, but if you look at it from far away, they're not that different. I'm actually going to use the Prismatic powder that I bought. This is the shade Moonwave. I'm going to use this to kind of diffuse the blush a little bit. And go under the eye. It's pretty. I like that. And again, I'm just going to use this to kind of diffuse the blush to a more respectable look. You see how they're kind of similar on the cheek? So again, this side are these two shades, and just a reminder, these three are all new to the line. So that is this combination right here. And then this side is this combination. They're pretty. They're very pigmented. I'm going to try the last combination before I give my final thoughts on this palette. But as you can see, they're very pigmented, and I did have to tone them down a little bit. So keep that in mind if you're looking at this particular palette. They are quite pigmented, and they're here to party. So just bear that in mind if you're looking at this particular palette. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the final combination in this palette. So we'll put on the deeper one first, and then the lighter one, the newer shade. So it's funny, when you look at this in the pan, to me, it kind of looks brown, but when you swatch it, it has a red undertone. So I thought I was going to be able to use that as a bronzer, but I could not. Okay, so again, very pigmented. I'm actually just going to use my hand to kind of buff it out a little bit. That's a pretty shade. I like that. I think it's just been a minute since I've used the NARS blush formula, and I forgot how pigmented it is. I like that shade. That's pretty. This is Dolce Vita, and the new one, Dark Love, we'll put on top. That's pretty. I do like that shade, and I feel like that would be pretty good on most skin tones. And I'm going to take the other side of the brush and just place that on top. So this is the new shade, Dark Love, and I am going to tone these down because this is Oh, it's pigmented. Okay. So as you can see, extremely, extremely pigmented, like too pigmented, in my opinion. And I'm just taking this Prismatic powder and just gonna tone this down. But to me, just a little bit too pigmented for my taste. And again, I'm the first one to admit that I am an over blusher, oversharer, all those things. But I don't think it's all me this time. I think that the product is extremely pigmented. And if you like that kind of formula, then maybe this is perfect for you. But for me, if I have to tone it down this much, it's just not my ideal level of pigment. But the colors are beautiful. And the light palette is pretty. It's just not the most interesting palette, but if I had to pick out of the two, I probably would pick the lighter one for my skin tone. Just because I feel like you get the bronzer, you get the highlighter, and then you get, you know, the traditional NARS color with Orgasm, and then the other colors, they're beautiful. This combination was a little bit on the lighter side. You really couldn't see it that much. I think if you have a light skin tone, fair skin tone, I probably would go with this palette. I thought that the other one was going to be my favorite, but if I had to pick one for my skin tone or a skin tone similar to mine, I would choose this one. The deeper palette I would choose for someone with a deeper skin tone. I would just caution you that if you don't like very pigmented blushes, or maybe you're not comfortable with very pigmented blushes, maybe go into the store and swatch it, see if you like it. I just would note when you have Hourglass holiday palettes coming out around this time and Charlotte Tilbury, I think that the Hourglass is actually a better deal. I know it's more expensive, but I think you get a lot more versatility with those palettes, and you have more options with your skin tone. And then with those, you usually get, you know, the finishing powder, the bronzers, the blushes, the highlights. These are a little bit more restricting. And even with the Charlotte Tilbury holiday palettes, I did like the deeper one. Out of those two, I feel like that's a more versatile palette than one of these. So again, these are beautiful, packaging is beautiful, colors are fun, but with options out there like Hourglass and even Charlotte Tilbury, these wouldn't be my first choice. But I'm saying that as someone who has a ton of makeup and reviews makeup on YouTube. If you're buying this for someone in your life who just loves makeup or loves NARS and you want to make a really nice impression, I do think that these make lovely gifts. If the person has a lighter skin tone, I would go with the lighter one. If they have a deeper skin tone, the deeper one is fun too. But they are beautiful. I mean, look at this packaging. It would make a really nice gift to someone special in your life. And I would say that if you were buying something for the collection, you wanted something from this holiday collection, my first choice would be the eyeshadow palette. I thought it went on beautifully. I thought the colors were stunning. I think it's a really versatile palette. The blue shade is a beautiful one and done shade, and then the shimmers are gorgeous. So if I had to pick one thing out of the collection, it would be the eyeshadow palette, followed by the Prismatic powder, and then the face palette. And also, I would skip out on the lip gloss unless you want just a nice clear lip gloss. NARS makes a really nice lip gloss, but this one, the shimmer went away so quickly that I really can't recommend it. Packaging is beautiful. It looks nice in the applicator, but it really didn't last that long. Like, let me just show you quickly. You put on the shimmer. Very hydrating, not gritty at all, but this will go away in a few minutes, so I would skip out on this gloss unless you're just looking for a nice clear gloss. Okay, so that wraps up my review of the NARS 2025 Holiday Collection. I had a lot of fun testing out this collection, and I appreciate you watching till the end. If you enjoyed this video, I would hope that you would like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. A lot of people that watch YouTube don't subscribe to channels. I used to be one of those people, but since I'm on the other side of the camera, I really understand now how much those things really help content creators. So if you could support my channel by subscribing, I would greatly appreciate it. And more importantly, I appreciate your time and for you hanging out with me. And if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. It means the world to me. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.